Have you ever tried to pick up a physical media title and it was completely sold out? You looked everywhere to find it, and then you only found it for outrageous scalping prices? Well, those super sickening scalpers are so freaking dirty. It's time to call them out to put an end to this madness because they're going to destroy physical media collecting unless we stop it right now. In today's physical media news topic video, we share some stories of scalpers out there and how they really destroyed collecting and why it's really impacting physical media overall and driving up prices, making it less affordable than ever before to be a collector. And it must end. We must put a stop to it. So we get into a massive rant on why these scalpers are sickening, why they need to change their ways, why they need to find another job to do because destroying collecting isn't something that should be their top priority. And then, of course, we get into the future of what you can do to prevent scalpers, how you can really help the physical media collecting industry and make sure you don't get fooled by scalpers, and why you can build a better collection at an affordable price. You just got to know the strategies. So let's get into it. But first, you love collecting physical media just like me, whether it's Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, VHS, Betamax, Laserdisc. You are in the right spot, my mag collecting friend. You just want more affordable prices and to build an amazing collection. That's our vision on this channel. We're going to give you guys the information and tools to do that while keeping you entertained and informed in the world of physical media. So just go ahead and make a blockbuster that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another physical media news breaking topic video. Of course, leave in the comments below, what do you think of scalpers? Are they destroying the collecting industry? And what can we do as a community to fight back? So, blockbustering into the news here, we got to talk about the dark, deep world of scalping and why these scalpers are basically screwing us collectors over. Well, of course, it all comes down to greed at the end of the day. They just want that money, and they know it's kind of easy business to pick up a title they know somebody wants. They know somebody needs to have it because you got that FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. So they pick up these expensive SteelBooks day one. They pick up these box sets. They pick up these rare boutique titles with their rare slipcovers or limited editions. And guess what? They charge you even more later on. They put it on eBay or other kind of secondhand sites, and they charge whatever price they want. And it's never just a little bit more than day one price. It's usually a lot more. And it's just disgusting because you want to buy these titles, you want to get them into your collection at a fair price, and you just don't end up getting that fair price. And you try to do the right thing. You go out there, you place the order, you're trying to buy the title, and you just don't get it shipped. It says item is canceled. You can check with other sellers to see if they're offering it. Oh my gosh, that's the most doom and gloom email you can get, right, as a collector. And I just recently got that. That's what inspired this video. So I saw the Frank Capra set get down to a cheaper price. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I think it was around 140 on Amazon. So I went and I added it. I went to go buy it. I paid for it, ready to go. It's being shipped. Yes, awesome. Time to get this box set I've been waiting on for a price drop. But then something happens. I do not get this item. Where did it go? Then I get an email. It was canceled. And you can check with other sellers out there. Ooh, yeah. They want me to pay those scalping prices because then I went on eBay, went to a few different locations, and of course it was like double the price, if not more. And I'm like, I ain't gonna pay double the price or more for that set. Yes, I want the set, but I'm not gonna let the scalpers win and feed into their mentality that people are willing to pay any price for some of these titles. Another example is Dirty Work, the Vinegar Syndrome title. I've been waiting, to get my budget in order to pick up that title. And then I saw that, dang, I can't get it on Amazon anymore. Where can I find it? I go on eBay, and it's like 5 times, 6 times the price. And just for the single standalone title, not even with the slipcover or anything. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm not going to pay those scalping prices at all. Even though I like the movie, I wish I had it in the collection. I'm not going to do that because we must send a message to these scalpers. But just looking at it first before we rant on them hardcore, it's just hurting the industry overall. Because what does it do? It makes these studios and boutiques charge higher prices because they know collectors are more willing to pay day one in pre-order because they don't want to miss out on it. They definitely don't want to pay a scalper price. So they know they're going to pay 70, 80, $90 for a steelbook or a box set. They're going to pay a few $100s for, because they don't want to have to pay, triple the price later on or even more in some cases. So they know that, hey, while these are such desired collectible items, we're going to make less of them. We're going to make more of a demand. And guess what? You're going to pre order and buy it day one, even if we're not going to even give it to you, right? It's going to get delayed. It's not going to have everything you were promised. I mean, think about the imprint Halloween set. What happened with that freaking debacle? That was crazy. And then, of course, just sets getting delayed and titles not being released, and you order it and you still don't get really what you pay for. And so they know this. Studios and labels know this. They're going to charge you for everything and 10 times more than what it really costs to make their discs and put it in a package, because they know a lot of people suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out, and they're willing to pay any price for some of these titles. Because I talked to these collectors out there, and I heard some of them went and they bought the Master and Commander Steelbook for like quadruple the price when it wasn't available. And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? I don't understand. That's just feeding into the scalper mentality out there. And we're just going to see more of it if people are willing to pay the scalper prices. So let's get into a hardcore rant why these scalpers need to find another job. Their work is too dirty. And let's get into it. Now let's get into a massive rant, because these freaking scalpers are so darn sickening out there. They want to get every penny out of you, and they're not going to even give you a chance to think about some of these titles, because they're going to buy them day one no matter what and just slap them on eBay for quadruple the price. And guess what? You might actually pay it because you want the title so much. It sucks because we used to have the strategy where you could wait for a lot of these items. You could be patient and they could get heavily discounted. And that strategy over the years has paid dividends. It has really worked well and has saved us a lot of money. But what happens when these scalpers get out of control and they're buying up every single title there? And guess what? You just can't get it later on. You can't wait for a price drop because they just don't have that product anymore. It's just on eBay now for thousands and thousands of dollars. It is insane out there. It's the most kind of dirty work I have ever seen. Just reselling and upselling and just not fun selling to these collectors, of course. So it's just not good for us, because how can we sustain collecting industry if people cannot afford the titles as it is, but they definitely can't afford when it's, quadruple the price and resold, and it's just more difficult to get? How can we sustain the collecting industry in that way? It is not possible. I hear all the time collectors are getting out of the collecting industry because of these prices, and how it's so tough to find certain titles, because we get new collectors in and they say, hey, let's go back, let's collect some of those classic releases, and maybe they haven't came out so long ago, maybe a year or 2 year ago. You would think they would be available, but they're just not available because they were already bought up by all these scalpers and then thrown on eBay for such a more expensive price, which is really ridiculous out there, because that's not what should be driving the price of these items. It shouldn't be that way. Of course, collectors, I'm sure, are willing to pay a premium price for a premium product if it's something they really love and care about, but also within reason, of course. You can't just get everything all the time, and maybe you got to wait on budgets and be patient a little bit. And when that time is there, you expect to get these titles, but when it does get discounted, what happens? Somebody buys up all these extra titles, multiple copies. Maybe there needs to be something to freaking stop people buying so many multiple copies, limit them. I've seen some boutique labels do that, but I'm sure there's ways around that as well. So it's like, what do you do? Somebody just buys up all the copies and then resells them because they know some people want them so bad they're going to pay anything. How do we have a collecting industry in that way where prices are not fair anymore? I mean, they weren't fair before, but now they're even more out of control because of scalping. And so it really kicks the FOMO in. And how do we all survive that in that collecting world? What do we decide to do instead? It is just really tough. Do we wait? Do we miss out on the title? Do we buy always pre-order day one? But is it in your budget to do so? And it's just really tough to make some of these decisions out there. So now let's talk about the future of scalpers out there. Are they going to be going away anytime soon? No, scalping has been happening for decades and decades. I mean, you guys remember, people would get those tickets to those high profile kind of concerts and sporting events, and they say, hey, they're outside there. Hey, you want to go to the game tonight? You got to pay the price, right? You got to get in. All the tickets are sold out. Come on in. They've been doing that forever. So they do these same tactics with these collecting hobbies, whatever it is. It could be Pokemon cards or anything that's a collecting desired item, like some of these 4K limited editions, SteelBooks, premium box sets. They're doing the same thing. You want this item, you either live without it and get over it, or you buy it for extra sauce right there. Ooh, yeah. You're gonna pay it, right? Because you got the FOMO, you got the fear of missing out. You want that title so bad, you don't want to miss out on it. Well, what do you do? So, some tips and strategies here. If you do absolutely need to have an item, you love this item, you love the work they did, you find value in it. You got to put your pre-orders in early. You got to do it day one. Well, I mean, before day one, you got to pre-order, right? And then make sure you get it by day one. As simple as that. And it's for items you absolutely love. Yeah, some of these items might be expensive, but at the end of the day, if you need to get the item, I guess it's better to go to the studio and boutique label directly rather than just a scalper secondhand market. I guess. But do you do that for every item? Of course, no, probably that's still not in your budget because that would be a lot of items. You got to really decide which are the ones you're okay missing out on, which ones are you not okay missing out on, what are the absolute must haves, and kind of make a wish list in that way. So if there's something that's an absolute must have, you lock in the pre order. Simple as that. If there's something you're kind of back and forth on, maybe I do need it, maybe I don't need it. I would say if you're not super excited about it in that moment, you may not be super excited about it later. I would then wait on, say, once again, a price drop. I love waiting for the sales and discounts. And most of the time, you can find this stuff out there on a sale or a discount. Or these studios or labels, if a title is so popular, they do put it back into circulation and you do see reprints of Steelbooks. So you are able to eventually get it, like Master and Commander Steelbook went down in price and things like that. So eventually the prices will get cheaper. You'll be able to do multi-buy discounts and everything like that, and be patient and get them at a pretty darn good price. But once again, you just have to decide at the beginning, is it something that you're willing to risk maybe missing out on it? And sometimes you do miss out on it. I've missed out on like a couple of titles. I can count on my hand how many times I actually missed out on a title that I did want. Simple as that. All the other hundreds and thousands of times, I've been able to get my titles cheaper just at a later date for just an awesome waiting strategy of waiting for that sale and those discounts. So I've been happy with that. So with all the titles I've been able to get later on, it's been worth it. It has totally been worth it. Saving all that money instead of overpaying and pre-ordering everything. Now, sometimes I do pre-order a couple titles. First, I say, is it in my budget? And is it something I absolutely must have? Then I will pre-order it, of course. But more often than not, I just wait. I play the waiting game. I use that strategy. And usually I'm still able to get the majority of titles out there. At least the stuff I'm interested in really just comes back into circulation and just it becomes available again, right? Especially the mainstream stuff. There's always another anniversary down the line. They'll release a new fancy steelbook or a new fancy limited edition packaging, right? And they'll do something cool with a lot of those popular movies. So you really don't miss out on too much playing the waiting game. Yes, you'll miss out on something here and there. So you just got to decide, what do you want to do? I would say just still be patient, wait for the ones that you're kind of on the fence about. You don't know if you should get them. I would be patient on those. The ones you absolutely need, of course, pre-order, lock in for sure. But you just got to have a patient strategy on the ones you don't absolutely need right away and wait for those sales and discounts or two. They make another edition because once again, these popular movies always get more additions from some label, some studio at some time or another. So I wouldn't freak out. I wouldn't let the FOMO, seep in and just you get that fear of missing out all the time. Don't do it that way because then you're buying everything day one, pre-ordering everything, not even having time to watch all your movies, and you just paid way more anyway than what you were trying to do, not paying from those scalpers, right? So you got to have a good balance there and not let these scalpers win. Do not pay the scalping prices. Don't do it ever, ever, ever do it. I know you want that title. You're going to miss out on something occasionally, but do not pay the scalping prices because what does that do? That just means scalpers are going to do it more and more. It encourages them to do it if they're getting a good monetary reward. And then once again, studios and labels, they see people are willing to pay the scalper prices. They start originally charging more for their pre-orders because they're like, oh, wow, you paid that scalper like 5 times the price. Why not pay the studio label 5 times the price? We're going to up those prices already day one and with pre-order. So yeah, we got to make sure we're not playing that kind of dangerous game there where they keep increasing the prices because they find out certain collectors are willing to pay anything at any time for some of these titles. We can't let that happen either. So just make good sound decisions out there for your own collecting needs, of course. You buy what you want to buy at the end of the day. I'm not here to tell you how to buy something. It's just giving you strategies and tips if you want to use them to try to help your thinking along those lines. But at the end of the day, it's your money. You buy what you want to buy. Go for it if you want to pay scalping prices or pre-orders, even though I do not recommend that. But there we go, guys. Those are just my current thoughts right now. Let me know in the comments below. Once again, what do you think of scalpers out there? How do you fight back against scalpers? What are your buying strategies? When do you decide to pre-order something? Let's have those stories down below. Let's respond to each other. Give each other some more ideas, some more tips out there on how to get a good fair price. Let's share that with our community. Hit the likes on all the comments, of course. Hit the like on this video. Turn on the subscribe notification bell. Some people think they are subscribed, but they are not yet subscribed. Please double check that as we make the push to 5,000 subscribers in 2026. We want to make sure we build this physical media collecting community back and we really bring amazing entertainment and knowledge to the world of physical media and just have a good time celebrating movies with your collecting friends. So have a great day out there, my friend, watching and talking them movies, and you love this video topic, go ahead and make a blockbuster next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.